Creating a table in Word takes 3 steps: inserting a table, entering information into the table, and finally formatting said table. But we're also going to add formulas, merge cells, and continue table headings onto the next page so that we can take information like this and turn it into this. To insert a table from scratch, you want to go to the Insert tab and then choose the drop arrow under the table icon. And then from here, choose how many columns and rows you want. I need a lot of rows, so I'm going to go all the way down to 8 and then click on that. And then I would just start typing in my information. Now, if you've already got a list like this in your document, you don't have to start over from scratch. You can just highlight this list, then go to the Insert tab and click Table, then click on Convert Text to Table. And then I separated my information with tabs, so I'm going to make sure that it says Separate Text at Tabs, but you can use paragraphs and commas as well. Press OK. Now we have a table that's ready for formatting. First thing you'll notice about this table is that column 2 is just way too big, so we can quickly auto-fit it. Just make sure it's an appropriate size by clicking somewhere inside of the table and then going to the right border, and then make sure your cursor kind of looks like 2 lines with arrows pointing left and right, and then just double click with your mouse to auto-fit this column. Now if we want to add more information to the table, we have to add another row. So to do that, I'll click on the last cell in this table and then click the Tab key on my keyboard. And that allows us to create a new row and enter in more information. Sometimes you only want to select a part of your table, and it's really important in this example if this first row is the one I want to use for headers, that we distinguish that. But if you want to quickly select that first row, it's a little bit difficult to do with your mouse. What you can do is just click somewhere inside the first row and then go to the Table Layout tab and then click the Select drop arrow. That's going to allow us some options here to select a cell, select a column, or select a row really quickly. So I'll just click Select Row, and then I'll press Control B on my keyboard. And now we've made it clear that that first row is the headings of our table. Now there's 2 ways that we could sort this table. We could sort the equipment items in alphabetical order, or we could sort the cost items maybe from the lowest costing items to the highest. To do that, you would just click somewhere inside of your table, and then in the Layout tab here, go to the Sort arrow here, and then click on that. That's going to pull up this dialog box. Now we could sort by one column and then the other, but I think it makes more sense just to sort this one just by the cost. So that's what I'm going to choose, the cost column. And then if you choose ascending, it's going to go from the smallest value to the largest. So it starts off small, and then as you go down the table, it gets to larger. If I want the most expensive items at the top, I'm going to choose descending. So that's what I want to do. I want to see what are our most expensive or most costly items, and then put that at the top. So that's in descending order if you have the largest numbers at the top, smallest ones at the bottom, and then vice versa for ascending. So now when we click OK, you can see the most expensive items are at the top of our table and the least expensive ones are at the bottom. We inserted a row earlier, but now we want to insert a column because we want to insert the type of brands that we're dealing with when it comes to this equipment, because if we get the wrong brand, it might be a different cost. So we want to put the brand names in column in the middle of this table. So to do that, I'll click somewhere inside of this equipment column and then go to the Table Layout tab and then just choose Insert Right. And now we have a new column where we can put some of these brands and the name of the brand in our table. At some point, you might also want to delete a column or row. So to do that, you would click your insertion point anywhere in that column or row that you want to delete. Let's say I don't need this mouth guard because the person I'm buying for isn't playing contact hockey. So I'm going to delete that item, and I'm going to click here and then go to the Delete drop arrow in the Layout tab. And I've got a lot of options here. I can delete this cell, the column that I'm currently in, or the row. So that's the option I want. I'll click Delete Row. Now it's gone. Now our table's looking a little plain, so if we want to add some style, some color to it, you can just click anywhere inside of the table and then go to the Table Design tab and then open up this Styles Gallery. You've got sort of the plain options here with a few grid lines here, and then kind of more colored options, and with that sort of zebra formatting between the rows where every other row is shaded, and that's kind of nice. You even have some where the first column is shaded and has like a bold formatting. I'm going to choose one of the ones that's a little bit more plain but has sort of a top row shaded to show that that's where our headings are. So I'm going to choose something like this, the Grid Table 4 Accent 5, and that kind of goes along with our color theme of blue here. So I'll choose that one, and this is what it looks like, and you can see the first column is in bold, and that's kind of nice because that's sort of the most important part of that is the actual equipment. Now I just want to show you some table style options that are available to you. So if you've got this style and you just think, okay, well, I like the style, but I don't need that first column in bold, what you could do is just go up to the table styles option in the table design tab and just click the first column off, and that'll take kind of the formatting away from the first column. You can even take the header row off, even though I kind of liked it like that. And you can even take, if the banded rows don't look great and you want to get rid of them, you can do that too. So, but I like them because that zebra formatting just kind of looks nice. It's easy to identify the different rows. And also something you can do if you want to change kind of what the borders look like, you can go to border styles and just kind of like paint them on. It's this cool feature. Let's say if I want like a double line, I could just kind of draw where I want the double line. Maybe there's an important part where I want a double line and maybe not elsewhere in your table. Or if I want to make it clear that that last row is a total row, you could do that along the last row as well, and then just press escape. But I'm actually going to undo that last part because I'm okay with how it looked before, but just some options if you're formatting your tables. Now we're ready to create a total row, and it would be nice if Microsoft Word was like Microsoft Excel, and you could just click this total row button to calculate, a total row. But Microsoft Word doesn't work like that exactly, so that's not going to work. What we have to do is create a new row. So we'll go to the Layout tab, and then we'll click a row below. And then this is where we actually want to insert our first formula. So we want to tally up the numbers here and see how much money all of this equipment is going to be. So I'll put the insertion point right here. And then in your Table Layout tab, click the Formula button. Microsoft Word is pretty smart, and it already knows that I want to sum everything above where I'm at right now. And we'll choose the number format. I'm going to choose this one because I want a whole number there. If you want to do more complicated functions, you could paste them right here, but that's good enough for now. So I'll click OK, and we can see that hockey is very expensive. So shout out to my parents for spending a lot of money to allow me to play. And then we'll just add in the $sign here. Now that we've got our total number or the grand total there, I want to make sure that people know that's what that is. So I'm going to write the word total, but I've got this kind of bar in the middle here, so I want to get rid of that. To do that, I'm going to select these two cells, and then we're going to merge them so that they become one cell. So that's what merging cells can do. I'm going to merge this cell, and that way I can just type in, I'm going to do all caps here, total, and then I'm going to put it right beside the number, so it's just a little bit more organized. I'll bold it, and then just choose in the Home tab that I'm going to align it to the right. There we go, it's right beside the number. That looks nice, and maybe I'll add bold formatting to the number itself, so that really stands out. Now there's one more skill I wanted to show you. It's fairly easy, but there's one little trick to it. It's all about how to add header rows to a table that goes on to another page. So if you want to see how to do that, click on the video on your screen. I'll show you how to do that. So I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Bye.